Good morning, Adventurous Carrie here on St. James City on Pine Island. We've been here for since Monday night, and we've been staying with our good friends Yvetta and Chris. We stayed at their main house the first couple of nights, and then they have this cute little cottage next door that they've renovated after Hurricane Ian a year ago, and now they Airbnb it out, and it's just so peaceful and wonderful and nice. Our original plan was just to come and stay with them one night, and then we were going to head down to Key West to pay homage to the great Jimmy Buffett, but the weather was just not looking promising, and we really didn't feel like driving 6 hours down there, hang out for a day, and driving 8 hours to our next destination. So Yvetta and Chris were just such gracious hosts, and they allowed us to stay here, and we had a blast. So let me give you a recap of what we've done. When we arrived at our friends on Pine Island, they had dinner ready for us, and it was just so nice catching up with them and enjoying a really nice meal. It's Tuesday morning, and George and I drove in torrential rain from Palm Coast, Florida down to St. James City. This little island was just decimated a year ago in Hurricane Ian, and my girlfriend has really made her yard cute again. I love this area. It's just so relaxing. She planted this palm tree. Nice place to sit. They're right on a canal, their house is just absolutely adorable. Inside, they said that the water came right up to the countertop in their kitchen. Everything below that had to be replaced. And I just love their yard, and this is where we're parked. But I just wanted to come around and just show you what a cool place this is. I love all the plants. Of course, I'm a plant person besides being a rock and a shell person. She was telling me, oh, it needs to be swept off, but I said I just want to show. She's got really cool art here. But anyway, you walk around here, and there is their canal. And they have two boats. They have one boat there, and they have another boat in another area in there. Our friends were living in Napa, California when they decided that they wanted to retire outside of California. So they came down to Florida, and they found this house on Pine Island, came down and bought it, and went back to California to get their affairs in order to sell their business and sell their houses. But then Hurricane Ian hit and pretty much destroyed a good part of their house. So for the past year, they've been remodeling it and basically just finished this house about a week before we arrived. And so this is an absolutely beautiful house. There's a lot of Yvetta's art adorning the walls, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. They have a pool out back and a nice lanai covered patio, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And we're right back to where we started. I didn't show the bedrooms, but we stayed upstairs, and they have kind of a loft up there, but George is sleeping. Well, this is a real treat. I've known Yvetta since 1988 when I first moved to Napa. She was my hairdresser, and we became instant friends. We're actually like sisters. She's originally from Czechoslovakia, and my mom's family is from Slovenia, so we always say that we're sisters from other mothers. And I have not done anything to my hair in over 2 years. And so I'm visiting her. She moved here from Napa, California, down here in St. James City, Florida. And she says, oh my gosh, I got to do something to that hair. And I'm like, please. So we're here. She's gonna make me look beautiful again. So what do you have over there?
Manatee.
Manatee.
Yeah. Easiest way to get on is grab that bar and step onto the back step. That's the home store.
And we're gonna go out for a ride on Yvetta and Chris's boat. What kind of boat is this?
Bayliner.
Bayliner. Get it going here. Their house is right on the canal. Does this have a name? A canal? Phillips Canal. What do you think, Henry? Another boat ride for you. He loves to go out on boats. Yes.
Okay, let's not get in there.
And supposedly there's a manatee here in the canal, but he hasn't poked his head up since I put the video camera on. Murphy's Law.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, this is going to be fun. Are you having fun, Henry?
Nice high tide. Look at the tip of the seawall right there.
Are we at high tide right now? Oh, he's a happy boy. Wave. Oh, thank you guys so much. This is such a treat.
Family friends.
See what their rain gods have for us.
The rain gods?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're supposed to get a bad storm. That's why we're coming out early this morning. And where does this canal dump into?
It's called
Pine Island Sound.
See that boathouse right there, you guys?
On the right?
On the right. Let's see if you can hear it.
Oh my God, look at this is from Hurricane Ian last year. There's a palm tree in the water. That is a palm tree, and those trees.
There was a lot of that that's already just hasn't yet.
So that's what a lot of this area looked like right there. They've already cleaned up. That was a year ago, right?
Yeah.
And that one has not been cleaned up yet. Wow. This canal is huge. There's all these little inlets everywhere. And it's like a big maze. You could get lost in here. So a bunch of mangroves along the canal, and that keeps everything from eroding. So these are the roots of the mangroves that are all along the canal. They're kind of like snake looking like, but the roots come up out of the water. It's so cool. This little corner right here is so pretty. Look at that. This canal just goes on forever. So now we're coming out to a larger area, but this is still the canal. It's huge. But eventually we're gonna go to the Pine Island Sound. But right now, I guess we're still in the canal. I thought we were in the Sound already, but I was corrected. So there's one of the houses that lost their roof during the hurricane. I really didn't want to show a lot of the destruction around because a lot of them are Yvetta and Chris's neighbors, and I just really didn't want to show their devastation and their loss. Yvetta did mention to me that there are a lot of older people that are kind of on fixed incomes, and they just could not afford to fix their house and their property after Hurricane Ian, and so they just walked away. So some of that property is still kind of in a devastation mode, but a lot of people have rebuilt here and are fixing up their properties. Okay, so now we're coming up on the Pine Island Sound. Lots of areas that you can explore by waterway.
Sunnyvale Island.
Sunnyvale?
Sunnyvale Island.
Sunny. There's Yvetta. My sister from another mother.
That's right.
And now, what is that? Is that a ferry over there?
No, just a private, probably little private boat that people take tourists out. Look at the birds.
Oh my gosh, look at the birds up there. I don't know if I can... What kind of birds are they? Look at them up on the... They're waving to us. They're saying hi. It's really cloudy, overcast day. It's actually perfect because then we're not under the hot sun. But we're expecting a big storm today, and so we came out early to try and avoid that. He's liking it. Look at that wind. Chris pulled up to Sanibel Island so that Yvette and I could jump out and go up on the beach and collect some shells. Yvette said this is where she gets all her really cool shells, and she gave me a bag earlier, but there's nothing like getting the shells that you found
Okay, we're
yourself.
heading to get some food. We'll see you guys. We're gonna go beer bar hopping. Yep. Yeah, we found the shell. I guess those ones like, oh, found another one. The ones like Veta was showing her last night, I guess. Those were pretty. All right, Chris. Karen's Shell Haul. Look at that haul. Yep.
I got a good haul of shells, and I bought 2 glass bowls at the thrift shop, and I'm going to put them together and give one to my mom. And the aftermath of Henry, he got to go in the water. George took him in the water, and he ran along the coastline and barked at the waves that he's so good at doing, but he was in his happy place. Is he wore out? We're seeing some dolphins. There's the fins. There's about 3 of them over there. Come out of the water. Come say hi. They're gonna go deep. Oh, there, we saw their fins. And the sun has come out. That'll dry this little ragamuffin off who's just dripping wet. Look at that, that's just beautiful. This yellow house is a house that Yvette and Chris bought that they're going to refurbish and Airbnb it out for fishermen. They didn't get too hurt, not much damage during the hurricane, unlike many of the others in this neighborhood. We are at Jug Creek Marina and Fish House. It's at the end of Pine Island. It's raining, and we're looking for the dolphin that usually hangs out here. There's some pelicans. But the rain we were trying to avoid earlier today is now here. And this is the marina that has a lot, and it's thundering and lightning. We're driving around Pine Island, and Chris and Yvette brought us to this little area here where they've been bringing all the big boats that have been destroyed in Hurricane Ian, And what they do is grind them up and recycle them. But Chris says that this little yard here gets filled up almost weekly, and I'm not quite sure how they do it, but I'm actually, the fence is closed, so I'm trying to go through the fence. But yeah, there's actually, I don't know if I can see way over there. There's some old cars that they brought in. Chris said they brought a barge in with a bunch of cars and they had barnacles all over them. September 28, 2022, a Category 5 hurricane named Ian struck the Gulf Coast of Florida, and in particular, Pine Island, which is where we are right now. Devastation from that hurricane, which was probably one of the most costly and deadly hurricanes to hit Florida, if not the U.S., is still remnant a year later. Many people have started to rebuild, but there's still utter destruction, I should say, all over the south part of the island. And this is Pine Island Road leading into the island. It was amazing what took place. It's a rainy, blustery day here on Pine Island, so Yvette and I decided that we would go to the local thrift store. I absolutely love this chair right here. If I wasn't going to be on the road for the next 7 weeks, I would put it in our van and bring it back to North Carolina. It just so looks like something that belongs in. Is it for you? Do you need it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love these chairs. These would be great for a bar area. But Yvette says she doesn't have any place in her house that would accommodate bar chairs. But they're so cool. George and I are taking a break from the island, and we're meeting up with Hunter Boone that I used to live with in Napa, and we're going to meet him at the Jordan's Wine Bar.
This one is California. Cheers.
The owner, Gloria, of Jordan's Wine Bar and Tapas, gave us a little sampling of some of her cuisine and told us all about it. So what's in the pepper?
It's a classic, piquillo pepper is a classic Spanish tapas. So Spaniards are stuffing with anything they want. This one is with potatoes, smoked paprika, a little jamon, and green peas mashed, very lightly.
Well, I can't wait to try it.
Yeah.
This is really, really good. If you're in the Fort Myers area, you need to come to Jordan's Wine Bar.
It's got some good lighting on it. Move it
What
away.
is that?
This would be midnight.
Wow. That looks yummy.
Then you got some of these little sexy bam.
Oh my God. And there's Hunter Boone that I knew in Napa who's
What's
living
up?
He's living down here in Florida.
Right. I don't know who's going to see this, but hello.
Oh my God.
Hello, hello.
That is one of my favorite sandwiches, and it's chorizo from La Mancha, Spain, orange marmalade, manchego cheese also from La Mancha. This is all authentic product coming from Spain. And the bread is Cristal, which also is an European brand that I'm lucky to get it from someone from Naples. They have a company that bring in everything, the pastries and bread from a different level. Then we serve it with plantain chips because I'm a Cuban, so I need to have a touch of that.
Plantain chips.
Yes.
Wow. Yay. Can't wait to try it.
That's what I was saying.
I really like this one.
It's very good.
So excited to see Hunter Boone.
Who it is, my old boss.
So we worked together when I had Napa Valley Life magazine, And he
Very tough on me.
very tough. But he's also the winemaker wine blender of Cufflinks. He's got a red and a white toast.
Right. Oh my gosh, yes, thank you, Gary. It's so good to see you.
I
It's been
know.
like a year.
And
Too long.
here we are in Fort Myers, Florida.
Yeah, we're in Florida.
And I live in North Carolina. He lived in California.
Now we're here.
Yeah.
So we make a little bit of white wine called Cufflinks. It's a Sauvignon Blanc Semillon blend. Has a little bit of Ribolla Gialla in there just to, kind of, I call it tweak the geeks. Because Ribolla Gialla is only 4 acres planted in Napa, I believe. And it's a northeastern Italian grape near Friuli. And we added it into the Cufflinks just to make it fun. And we make a little bit of red wine from Hell Mountain, which we love.
Which is amazing.
So
I
good.
love
I
the
know.
Cufflink red.
Yeah.
I like the white too, but I'm more of
You're
a
a red
red.
girl,
I'm a
right.
red wine or a Bubba's girl. So,
Right.
and it's being served here at Jordan's Wine Bar in Fort Myers.
We have Lisa. Look, Lisa's over there, just cleaning glasses.
There's Lisa. So Jordan's Wine Bar opened
7 months.
6 months ago.
Yeah.
And so tell us a little bit about the wine bar since you're selling wine here.
Yes. Gloria is an amazing chef in town. Her other
And
restaurant.
she's the owner.
And the owner. And she designed and created all this atmosphere and ambiance. And let's see, she's been a chef here for 18 years. She has La Trattoria Cafe Napoli, which is an amazing Spanish and Mediterranean and pastas and paellas and all that. That's in Fort Myers as well. What's up, George?
There's George.
George.
And we had some amazing
Yeah, the food was
tapas.
really good.
Oh my God.
So-
Everything was yummy.
Yes.
Here.
So, so we had VIPs in town, George and Carrie, here in Fort Myers.
Wherever we go, we have to run
It's a lot of
into
travel.
Hunter Boone.
Right.
Because Hunter Boone is everywhere.
I'm some places. So
Many
This has
places.
been great. I've really enjoyed this. Yeah.
He's my buddy.
She's my boss.
I will always be your boss.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So I've been listening to Leo sing for the last hour. So I asked him if he could play Once in My Life, and let's see what will happen.
For once unafraid, I can go where I please. Somehow I know I'll be strong. For once I could do what my heart used to dream of long before I knew someone warm like you. Tell my troubles to. Once in my life I won't let sorrow hurt me, not like it's hurt me before. Now I have someone I know won't desert me, and I'm not alone anymore. For once I could say, this is mine, you can't take it. Long as I know I have love, I can make it. For once in my life, I have someone who needs me.
Thank you, Gloria, for the terrific food and the awesome hospitality. It's Thursday morning. It's day 6 of our trip around the country. We're on Pine Island in St. James City. Today is September 28th. It is exactly 1 month anniversary from when Hurricane Ian just caused major devastation on this island. And a lot of people are rebuilding. There's several people that just left their property and it's in a shambles. Yvetta and Chris bought a couple of the properties here on the island and they're refurbishing them, and they're either going to sell them or Airbnb them out. They're currently living on the south end of the island, which was hit the hardest during Hurricane Ian. They do have another house that they're refurbishing on the north end of the island, and they're talking about possibly maybe moving up there. George and I are gonna come down here on Phillips Canal, and we're just gonna spend the next hour floating around the canals and see what we can see. This is gonna be a good day. We paddled all the way down to the bend in the canal that would eventually take us out to the Pine Island Sound, but we don't want to kayak that far. But it's absolutely beautiful out here, and it's sunny. It's hot and humid, so my phone kind of froze up for a little bit because it was too hot. Wave, George. Yvetta and I are driving to the northern part of Pine Island. She's got a pet dolphin that she wants me to see named Uno, and we were here a couple of days ago trying to see if the dolphin was here, but it was pouring down rain, and the dolphin tries to avoid the area when it's raining. Right now we're right at a little bumpy there. Some really cool old fishing boats are here. And I think the last time we were here, it was thunder and lightning. So let's go see if Uno is around. Does this pelican have a name, since you have a name for the dolphin? Or is this just a pelican kind of pruning itself here? Looks a lot healthier than the pelican that Karen and I ran into on the beach over by Palm Coast. Well, we waited and no sign of Uno, but this pelican kept us company. Yvetta did show me some pictures of Uno. She sees him quite often down here by the pier. And 10 years ago, Uno got injured when he got caught in a fisherman's net and had to have one of his fins amputated. So that happened, and once he was all healed, they released him back into the wild. And so for the last 10 years, he's been coming back to this pier and entertaining the locals and the fishermen, and everyone here knows who he is. So maybe the next time I come, I'll get to see Uno. How long have you been doing boat tours?
Well, in this area, about 12 years. I started actually up the Peace River, and then I worked for Burnstone Marina, and then I worked from the old fish house in Matlache, and now I'm here in boat.
So now you're just sitting here patiently waiting for the tourists to come back.
Yeah, and making sure the boat of my two boats are ready for the season.
So are they just pontoon boats that you take out?
No, I don't have a single pontoon boat.
Well, what is that? It looks like a pontoon boat.
Does it have a pontoon?
You know, you're exactly right. There is from the top it looks like a pontoon. What type of boat is that?
It's called a hurricane. It's a deck boat.
A deck boat.
Yeah, so this
Okay.
is a regular hull, really cool hull with a flat, full deck. whole length of the boat, and it does have the seating like a pontoon.
Yes.
This one has 2 hulls like a pontoon boat, but it ain't a pontoon boat either, it's a catamaran.
Okay, awesome.
This one has a capacity of 12, that has capacity.
Cool. This is the Randall Research Center at Pine Island. You can learn a little bit about the past history of the Calusa Indians who inhabited this island before man came and basically ran them off. That's a nice way of saying it. Yvetta says this is her favorite tree. It's called a gumbo limbo. And right behind it is a big mound that the Calusa Indians created. And most of the mound is made from shells. Now it's all overgrown. My next visit here, I'm actually going to do this entire trail. It's a limited trail. It doesn't go through the whole heritage area, but it does, the foundation does give you limited access to the property. But when I come back, I will check this out. This was just a sneak peek. One of the reasons we had to only do a quick peek at the last 2 visits was we had to go shopping so we could have a fabulous dinner. We've got schnitzel going. This is Yvetta's special recipe. It's our Eastern European heritage coming alive here in Pine Island, making dinner. That is gonna be amazing. And she made the most amazing potato salad as well. Don't get burned. Schnitzel coming alive. Dee, what do you think? You're wondering where Sir Henry is. You are amazing. He just wants me to go away. Look at that schnitzel. She's making enough, not just for 6 people, but probably the whole island. There's only going to be 6 of us eating this. You're definitely going to have leftovers. Look at this dinner. This is going to be so awesome. Can't wait to dig in. We're back on the road again. We just went over the bridge coming off of Pine Island. And now we're going to be heading up to Treasure Island for about a week. We have a timeshare there. So first 2 weeks on the road, it seems like we're not really staying in the van. But we did have a few hitchhikers earlier. Some aunts decided that they also like our van. So we kind of had to deal with that before we left. But anyway, we'll let you know what happens when we're at Treasure Island. So keep following us at Adventurous Carrie and like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it as we're getting this channel started. So remember, Ayapoda, it's all part of the adventure.